Mast 1.0, most useful thing I learned is to trust others. Like, you want to trust your instructors, you want to trust in the people you work with, your housemates, stuff like that, because in this business, trust is the biggest thing. If you can't trust your peers, then you're going to fail.
Utilizing what the other students knew as well. You can't ever go into anything thinking you know it all. There's always going to be somebody that knows something you don't. So when you apply that towards your trainers and the other students, help each other out, and you can kind of put stuff together for yourself. So that was really nice.
Maneuvers, pre-trip, how the truck works, how it brakes, how to operate it.
Backing maneuvers.
Patience to learn to back up. That don't rush through it. Take your time, listen, and listen to what the instructors are telling you, and just take your time and pay attention. Would probably be the best thing I learned.
The most useful thing I learned in 1.0 would probably be the maneuvers themselves, and a lot of the national laws and such as what books we have to have with us, what we have to know in particular about that.
Biggest thing with 1.0, probably just getting the foundation and like basics for backing up, getting the idea of turn left to go right, right to go left. It's kind of not what you're used to.
Yeah.
But figuring out how to move a 53-foot trailer where you want it to go.
The most useful thing I learned in 1.0 is the importance of listening and being ready to learn, and listening to what the instructors have to say. That's probably the most useful thing.
Learning different things. It comes to maneuverabilities, comes to the different videos.
The most useful thing I learned in Mast 1.0 was probably the fact that no matter how challenging it might be when you first step into the field, it's not impossible to accomplish.
Going for probably the pre-trip. I know that we drilled that out, basically the whole first week was all just learning that pre-trip, and that's good for your test and everything, but when you get out on the road, it's not going to be as intensive, but all that stuff is super important, especially to look at the tires, the fluids, all that stuff, because you got a 400-mile trip, if a tire goes out, then you might not make it on time, or something bad could happen. So I'll always check that kind of stuff. That stuff's super important. Learning how to backing up the truck, that's one of the biggest things that you'll do when you go out. It's probably one of the hardest things too. I think those are two of the most important things I learned in 1.0.